All right. What's going on? So this is going to be kind of a quick and dirty tutorial on how to fix the problem that so many people are still having with this game, and so many people have had with this game, where you can't get the updates installed, or you can't get the game to stop crashing. So I'm just gonna try to help you out with that. So it took me a lot of experimentation to figure this out, but the problem I had was I would get to a certain license test, and the game would just crash every fucking time that I tried to do this license test. I would load in, I would get in the car, start the test, and I would drive to a certain part of the track, and the game would just completely crash, and it would just do this every single time. And I tried to clean the disc. I did everything. I did those tricks with the PS3 where you go into the save menu, and you restore the file system integrity and all that bullshit. None of that helped. So as it turns out, the game's installation data can become corrupted, and that can happen either with like hard drive issues or with the disk itself becoming damaged and the game not installing the data properly. So what happens is, if that happens and the data is corrupted for the tracks, or a certain car or anything like that, the game will just straight up crash. It'll soft lock, because the way this game handles the data is that every time you load into a course, or load a car into memory for the first time, the game caches that to the hard drive, and it'll save it. But the game doesn't tell you if the data gets corrupted. So the way that you fix this, you don't need to delete your game data from the PS3's X and B. This is the thing that a lot of people think it's gonna work, and it doesn't. And then you got to re-download all the patches and all that, and it takes like a million years. You don't got to do that. So what you do, the game actually does have a built-in utility for troubleshooting that. So I'm here at the main menu of GT6. You want to hit the start button. I'm on my wheel, so it's actually a knob, but you hit the start button, you scroll down the options, and what you're going to do, you're going to go down to game data, and then you're going to go to install game data, even though it's worded in a really weird way. You click on it, and at the very bottom, it's going to say delete installed files. Once again, it's worded in a really bad way. It's not really completely accurate, but what you want to do is you hit delete. It's not going to delete your save data. It's not going to delete your downloaded game updates and DLC. It's only going to delete the installed, the dynamically installed, pre-cached, all that bullshit. Like, it's only going to delete that stuff. And what that does is, once you delete it, presumably if you've cleaned off your disk and everything, or you got like a disk that wasn't fucked up, the game is it's gonna attempt to like reinstall that stuff the next time you get to that problematic area, and you won't have the problem anymore. So this is what fixed it for me. This is what allowed me to actually beat that license test and just go on and play the rest of the game without getting soft locked out of being able to do that. So I'm not gonna click X here because I don't need to do it, but that's the option, and that's how you fix that problem with the game crashing over and over at specific parts. So if you're having issues with installing the actual game updates, one thing I've also found out is that if you have it where it's failing all the time, even if you're doing the updates one by one, which you absolutely should be doing because the updater in the game is broken and they never fixed it, so you got to do them all one by one. Um, if you still can't install updates, that's because your disk is actually damaged. I had to actually buy another disk to be able to install the updates properly. So you want to clean off your disk. You want to make sure the lens of the PS3 is actually clean. I almost went down the path of like buying a new lens and installing it. I'm glad I didn't. Turns out it was just the disk itself. So if you do have a disk that's too damaged, it will impede your ability to install the updates. It's dumb, it's stupid, I know, but that's just how it is. So that's how you fix all those issues. you shouldn't have to buy a new hard drive. You shouldn't have to try to, buy a new fucking lens on the PS3. These are the fixes. It's what worked for me. I almost gave up. In fact, I did give up a year ago when I originally tried to play this game. It took me a year to come back and try it again, but this is how you fix all that stuff. So I hope this bullshit tutorial helps someone out there at some point in time. Alright, everyone take care. See ya.